Hello everyone, this is Nate. We will be getting started with the stream in a second. We will be flying the Toliss A319 in XP12, and it's I think my second flight in it. In the meantime, enjoy some King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Got about 5-10 minutes. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? How's everybody? How's nobody? My name is Nate. This is Nate Flies, my YouTube channel where I practice flight simulator and try to improve so that I can fly on VATSIM without ruining anybody's flight simulation experience. And today we are in an Airbus. So I have really no idea what I'm doing. But as Stu always says, all right. Thank you for anybody watching. Well, I am in an Airbus. Look at this thing. So, if you've watched the stream before, which you haven't, I usually fly a Boeing 737, which is what I'm sort of most comfortable with so far in the world of flight simulation. But I actually originally, one of the first flight sim streams I started watching was mostly Airbus at the time. And I did like the Airbus first. And so, yeah, here's an Airbus. Look at this thing. It's got actual computers and screens and, man, fancy stuff here. So I'm in XP12. This is the Toliss. Excuse me, the Toliss, which is an older model, but it checks out. And we're in a 319, Airbus A319, which is the little one relative to its other. Let's see, we've got an A320, A321 are its siblings, and this is a fun little plane. I do enjoy it. Toliss, like I said, is an older add-on, but so be it. And yeah, I'm excited to mess around in it today. So this is mostly a kind of get myself reacquainted stream, and also jump over here. I've got Airbus stuff in WinWing. So I've got my WinWing wind control. Excuse me. Don't want any litigation. I've never heard of WinWing in my life. No. They changed their name, the people who make this stuff. Yeah, so I have the WinWing or wind control. It's going to take a while. Flight computer here, similar to the Boeing 737 one, and I've got the okay, so this is called in Airbus. We're gonna have to start getting all of our terms. A MCDU, which off the top of my head I forget. We'll look up what it means. Something control, multi-control display unit, something along these lines. And then we've got the FCU, flight control unit panel. You know, I don't know. We'll get our language correct at some point. But yeah, so I have this thingy here, which is similar to the Boeing one. It's got a kind of different logic to it, different setup. You know, it's push-pull thing, so I'll have to get used to that. And I've also got the EFIS panel, And what I don't have is over here it seems gratuitous to have a right side EFIS panel. If at some point I decide to, dual sim and have like someone sit next to me over here, I can expand if I wanted. But for now, this is I'll give you just a graphic of that. Um, but yeah, so today I'm just going to be going through some of the procedures. Right now, we are um, loaded and on ground power, and I'm going to start doing all the usual things I do and set stuff up. And I am curious. This is a note for myself to make sure to watch this bad boy back, because this is where I will watch. These are the streams that have been really helpful. These kind of like first introductory ones. So, like I said, for anyone who hasn't watched before, which is nobody, the reason I kind of do this is to get a is to have a recording of the stream of my flight so that I can watch it back and kind of see what I was messing up and what I did well, especially when it comes to sort of landing and then all my procedures. So that's the idea here. And before I start, just two little quick shout outs. It was check out Blackbox711. He was my sort of original inspiration to kind of learn how to do this more in the real way. He's a real world pilot. He flew this aircraft among many others and is a very positive voice in the flight sim community. So I want to always thank him. Shout out to Blackbox for everything. And but I don't want to put too much on him, because when I crash this thing or do something stupid, then I make him look bad. So I tried my best to learn from him. Let's put it that way. And then, like I said, the thing that I record this is actually from a stream I love that I have nothing that's totally different, is a wristwatch stream. So this is Marshall Sutcliffe has a stream called Wristwatch Revival that I also totally recommend for some sort of ASMR and relaxing and cool, if you like mechanical stuff, watch repair videos. But when he started his hobby, and he's an amateur at it, he started recording his himself repairing watches, and he would watch that back when he lost something or made a mistake, or to see what he was doing. And that's how he improved. And I downloaded OBS and I started recording myself and watching my streams back, but it was silent and boring. And I do just like streaming. I think it's kind of fun to do. And if someone wants to come in and watch me play video games or talk to me about anything else while I'm playing video games, well, I can't turn that down. So yeah, so I like to do this, and I talk about the places I'm going and places I've been, because I've been to a lot of these places. We're in Charleston, South Carolina, which is a really, I mean, you'll notice I'm always like, it's a really cool city. Although, no, that's not true. I do dump on plenty of cities. But Charleston is a cool city, despite all of its Confederate statuary. Or actually maybe because of it, because it makes it sort of pretty interesting walk down some U.S. Civil War history. But anyway, as we're flying over it, I'll talk a little bit about Charlestown. But yeah, so that's the idea with these streams. And without any further ado, let's get started in here. So I am in an Airbus, and well, let's figure it out together. I know a little bit about what we're doing. As usual, I'll kind of go through the normal setup. So what I've done is on the overhead panel, similar to the Boeing, I've already kind of aligned our IRS and I've got our ground power on. But I need to do other things. So like I said, I do have some of the basics going. I've got my checklist. So we have a battery on. And we will, just so I don't I'll get the APU going in a second. I don't think I need any lights on just yet. We can do our, how about our, we'll arm our emergency exit lights. We can go, no smoking and seatbelts. Because technically I am loaded up in the Toliss. And, okay, cool. That's what I want to do up there. But the one stuff I do need to do is think about our actual flight plan here. And this will help me set up the computer. And that is what I will. So here are the flight computers. They're very similar to the Boeing 737, except up means down and down means up. And everything is slightly backwards. So like in Boeing, lights on typically mean, it's on. Here, lights off mean it's on for the most part, et cetera, et cetera. So lots of things to keep in mind here as we're setting it up. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of set up on the map here as I usually do, and you can follow along with my little WinWing panel down there, and that will show us stuff. So like in the Boeing, we check to see if we have our database is all good, and it is. And with the Airbus, you do this sort of diff-rips mnemonic device where you do the data, initialization, flight plan, radnav, rips. What's the other I? In it again, different in it, and then performance. So that's kind of what I'm going to go through. Like I said, I've got the aircraft loaded up, so we will get started there. So let's do that diff rips, right? So data. We can check our GPS monitor, make sure that's all good. So my IRS is aligned. That looks good. We can do our position monitor. We do have the GPS. Okay. And, but who knows what I'll be missing here. So, diff init. So I'm going to go with our init page. And this is where I will do some of the stuff from our charts. I'll give you one quick little thing is just to show you kind of what we're up to, where we are today. So like I said, we're in Charleston. Here is Charleston Airport. Interesting airport. It's got a whole military. It's actually claimed, like it's. Does it say up here? Yeah, Charleston Air Force Base / International. So it's two things, Charleston, and it's a somewhat simple-ish airport. For that, we will be taking off today. As you see, runway 33. So taking off to the north, and then we'll. But here we are at the main terminal. It's a small little airport when you come to Charleston. So we will be taxiing out pretty simply. We'll push back and either go Bravo or Alpha, Charlie, and boom, we're there. And we will take off in our A319. And all we're going to do is loop around. And I guess we're not going to get, if I wanted to, we could vector ourselves over and give a little look over, but I'm going to try to not do too much not stupid stuff, but at least just not too much off schedule stuff, because I want to make sure I am doing the right things. But I can do a couple things up here. I know altitude, top altitude wants us 4,000 to start. So I'll plug that in. And yeah, so today on the flight plan, excuse me, parts. We don't have a company route, but we are Kilo, Charlie, cheese, Hotel Sierra to Miami, Kilo, Mike, India, Alpha. So from 2. I have no idea what this is. Why does this look so weird? Couple loggerhead 3. Oh, it could be pulling some stuff from SimBrief that I have here. I didn't really want it to. There we go. Oh, maybe because I didn't have the IRS in. Okay. There it goes. All right, so there's something we have to do. So our flight number today, we're American Airlines. So American Airlines, and when I'm offline here, I just do 462 November. There's our flight number. So GPS primary is, I believe, telling me that that's what it is going to be pulling from. And our cost index today is 10. And our cruise is going up there, 380. And the temperature up there. Oh, and one thing, we don't have to convert. Thank God. So up there today, top of climb is minus 50. So minus 50. There we go. So yeah, in it. And our zero fuel weight today is yep, and it's you can see I guess it doesn't populate yet, but yeah, the zero fuel weight is into 2.0, and our block fuel was 13.1. Okay, so it's populating some fuel prediction things. And I don't know if I do the wind stuff just yet, because you can't get the climb winds, but I mean, hey, there they are, so why not get them? Oop, yeah. Okay, return. So that's DI, RIFs, diff, so flight plan now. So the Airbus logic is a little different here. So does it already have my... Okay, so it must know... I must be logged into SimBrief somewhere and it's pulling. I wanted to kind of just do this by myself. But what you do is you, for the flight plan, you click on your... where you're coming from, where you're taking off, click departure, and then you pick your runway. So we are taking off. If I go look at our flight plan... So we are taking off 33 on the Loggerhead 3, and our transition is GIPL. So you see it populate up there, and then you insert temporary, and boom, there's everything. And if we were to go to our plan mode on our EFIS here, you can see on the right, I can... This is what I'm going to get used to. So up means down, down means up. So... we can confirm at least our SID, standard instrument departure, what we're doing. And yep, looks like that 560. We just have to get over 560 feet, and then we want Haley, Loggerhead. So there it is, Haley, Loggerhead. Oops, up. Gipple. Zoom out. Loggerhead, Gipple, top of climb, Wapner, Primus. My name is Mud. Primus, if you don't know, is a great band, so you should check them out. Topics on this stream include King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, occasionally Primus, I suppose there, and alienated labor, and how much I hate it. That's why I called it a half day today. So we can check the star, but right now I'm just making sure it looks like we have a full flight plan for the most part, except for the star. So to put in the standard approach, I will go to MIA and go to the arrival. And today we will be doing the ILS 26 left. And the star today is sea stall 3. And the transition via roads, that's what we want. And I'm going to go no transition because we'll just at that point do our usual little loop around and then just give ourselves vectors essentially. So I will insert that as a temporary, and then you can see there's all of our star has just shown up. So I will scroll through that, and as on our way, we'll make sure it's all good. But that looks like a flight plan to me. Oh, it actually does. Oh, it automatically. I was curious if it was going to have vectors or something like that. Yeah, so our flight plan's looking sweet. Go back to ARC. And 20 miles. All right. So, if now rips. So rat nav. So down in the computer, and maybe it could be a little easier to see here. One thing nice about the Airbus is that it picks up stuff for you. And so it knows, say, some of the VOR stations that are near me. And so that's already plugged in on the map. So you can see it's already picking up the Charleston VOR and the Charleston VOR. I don't think there's any other VORs worth worrying about today. So yeah, so we're all good. The one thing I'll do in the flight plan is also when I go to secondary flight plan, I will copy the active flight plan. I will go to my destination, and I want to thank Blackbox for going through this the other day for me. Helped me out. So what you do, this is for, you have a secondary flight plan so that if you need to return really quickly, you've got some stuff set up already. So we are, well, it's still Miami, so I have to change that. It's a secondary flight plan. We're going to copy active. Cool. And we are going to go to our init. No, rad nav. I mean, flight plan. This is on, not secondary. So let's go secondary flight plan. And I go destination. Here's the stuff I have to think about what I'm actually doing and where to change stuff. Return. I think I just plug in. Let's try. This is, I'm already off my stuff here. So K Charleston. Plug that. So I think what I do is I go to loggerhead and then go new destination. Oh, new destination is K, yeah. K Charleston. New dest. There we go. Doesn't like some. I think I double press that. So now I'll go to the destination, which is our quick return. Do the ILS 33, no star, no via, and insert. And so now in our secondary flight plan, I'm also going to put a, if I go back to our normal flight plan, I did look up, there's some missed approach procedures, and this one is essentially to climb out to 20, so you click, is it over here? Yeah. So you can put in some fix info, and from our reference fix, I'm going to take this runway. So I think you do like this, and we want 33. That's it. Let's see if that's actually there. Sweet. And we just want to go straight out. And so the radial is 336. And the radius is miles. All right. now, if I zoom out, I should have a, yep, a range ring there on the right. You can, it's in cyan. You can just see it a little bit. But all right, cool. So that is just a kind of when you can basically jump into the active, and I'd have my Charleston ready so I could come back. So that's one thing I'm gonna do. So if grips, so we'll do the next thing, which is our initialization, which is takeoff data next phase. What else do I need to do here? I think just performance at this point. Yeah. So let's see. Does Toliss give us a performance calculator? So I'll go down to Toliss, and we have loading perfo, the sim startup. So this is the Toliss mod, and I'm almost positive I've seen a performance calculator of some kind in here. Apply these load. Oh, here it is, right in front of my face. So it, I think, maybe knows where we are. Let's see. Take off performance. I thought it knows who we are and what we're doing. Because it should. Usually you take off 1 + F. Okay, sweet. It does have it here. Flight plan are active. And oh, that's the other cool thing. Well, that's for later about approach I could do. But okay, cool. Easy performance calculator. That's nice. So down on our flight computer, we will do this. So our V1 today is 135. And as usual, the V1 is when we have to decide to hit the brakes. 135 again for our VR is when we're actually pulling back the stick. You can see over on the left here, we've got a stick. One thing immediately nicer about this setup, I will say, man, it's comfortable. I'm like sitting back. I got the chair like in recline. I'm back. This is how I like to be. So already it's winning me over in some ways here. All right, 138 is the V2 transition. Is 1800, and in America here typically we'll keep our thrust reduction acceleration to 1,500 feet, and these are the F, the S, the O. We'll see some stuff on the primary flight display here once we start setting stuff up about where, similar to the Boeing, where our like quote unquote clean speed is, our up speed, and that's you know, when you go below that, you're gonna have to start putting flaps out. This also, the Airbus, the 1 + F is like, it has a slat retraction speed that it'll do automatically, and I believe it also does its flap retraction. Does it do it automatically? I'm not sure. We're not gonna worry. But I'll set the flaps. It's 1 + F. And I'll let 1 + F. I don't think so. This feels wrong. Yeah. And I thought we get some trim there. Okay. So, okay, we're flaps 1. And up 0.4, so up I think is just U. No, format error. Bear with me here, folks. Like I said, this is the stuff, all the little syntax and things like that I do not have off the top of my head. Let's just copy it exactly as in, so it's probably up 0.4. Okay, cool. And our flex temp is, so will be slightly reduced. Takeoff, packs on, yes. All right, I think that looks correct. That's our climb. Diff rips. Um, yeah, that felt right. Let's see if we got everything here. So our flight plan is in. That all looks good. Notice. So this is for my own sake. Like I said, one of the big reasons I like doing these streams is because when I'm just sitting here, I sit here in silence, and it feels a little less weird to sit in silence, or to not to be streaming and talking, because it's like a potential human being on the other end, or myself when I watch this back later. But it programs in all of its stuff, which is nice. So there's some things I don't have to worry about here. But let's go ahead and start getting everything going. Let's go up to the overhead panel. And oh, why are the fuel pumps on? Huh. Oh, you know what? I don't have like a total cold and dark state for this. So that's probably why there's things on. But let's go ahead and we have an anti-collision light of some kind. Nav, wing, nose, land, runway turn off, strobe, beacon. Oh, let's go for beacon on. And the APU, you turn it on, and you can. So down here is this is great in this aircraft. These the ECAM, and I forget. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the name of it too. But it actually, you can go through, like, look at your engines, see what your bleed is going on. And so since I had just turned on the APU, it tells me that it's, sort of getting ready. And so I can start the APU. And if we look down at that part, you can see the APU will start spooling up. Now we can look up a new aircraft's asshole. We take things very seriously too here. If you haven't noticed. Yeah, so that gets the APU going. And then I can turn the APU. All right, there it is, available. I can turn the APU bleed on, and oops, APU is on. I have to remember light on, light off sort of stuff. This is all auto. And now, since we're on the APU, let's go ahead and get rid of the ground power. So let's go plugins. This is my parking brake set. Yeah, that looks set. Plugins, Toliss, screen, ground services. So I close everything off. Let's get rid of the external power and get rid of the chocks. And we will get ready for better pushback. So plugins. Does the Abby tab have better pushback? I'll have to bind some keys for this. So let's pre-plan our pushback. And I assume they dump us out where you are. I noticed the last couple of flights I've been on, and maybe it's just because where we were, they don't really push the plane out to a line. They just, like, shove you back.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
So let's actually call her through the menu.
Right. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
So let's check our weather again, 3022, so the thermometer drops a little. I probably would have had to do my performance takeoff again here. And damn, we don't have our sweet lists. So our audio checklists, our lists. Well, let's go ahead. We have our beacon on. Let's go, let's go nav logo light on. Don't need this yet. Don't need this yet. That's runway turn off. Seatbelts on. Alright, sick. I think that's everything. Down here, I would do some stuff yet, you know.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Alright. Dialing that in. Down here, I will at some point turn on the... Oh, that's one thing I can do. The door. Okay, good. I guess the door starts closing this, so we can lock the door. Ooh, I want to... Does the Toliss print? I can get the... we'll mess around with that kind of stuff. I might be able to get like the METAR information. But yeah, we've got a light panel. We've got our... oh, okay. You can do all the... that's kind of cool. Oh,
Tow
neat.
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, but before we get started, let's do... So yeah, like I said, I don't have audio checklists, which is a little bit of a bummer. I enjoyed that. I can probably get something going. But I do have a checklist here somewhere. Well, I thought I downloaded it. Alright. Sorry for stalling. Okay, parking brake is set. Thrust levers are idle. Fuel quantity is checked. So I've also got kind of a whole Airbus set up for the Honeycomb Bravo as well, which is sweet. I should, like I said, at some point I'll have to dig up another camera from somewhere. I think I have like a shitty one, just so I can show the my Honeycomb setup too. And I'm just using the TCA stick. Eventually I'd like to get like a Warthog for us. So what other stuff do I do? I know maybe we must not set that yet. Flight directors are on. Alright, cool. I think stuff is looking good. So battery 1 and 2 is on, external power on, or not anymore. Strobe lights can go to auto. Okay, not on VATSIM though, because it blasts everybody. Or that might only be in the Phoenix. The seatbelts are on. Yep. And, okay, APU masters are on. APU start on. Fuel pumps are all on. Nav and logo lights on. APU start. Confirm available. APU bleed is on. External power off. Yep. Alright, let's do our startup. So beacon light on. Thrust levers are idle. Engine mode selector will be start. And then on, norm. You go from there. So I think we're actually ready. Backs off for startup. And all right, let's see what the hell happens here. Let's push ourselves back. And this is the stuff I like. You can go to like the engine page here, and we can check stuff like our oil pressure and temperatures and amounts and things like that. So I think this feels pretty ready. Let's go ahead and put our let's release the parking brake. That should get pushback.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so if I flip this switch to that I can't see, the left. No, that's crank. So the start. So we should see fuel pressure And then you just click engine 1, or I don't know the procedures if it's 2 to 1, but we'll do 2. And that's all you gotta do for this. Unlike the Boeing, it will do the rest for me in terms of adding the fuel. But same kind of deal. You watch the N2 rise. When the N2 gets to a certain point, we'll start seeing the EGT and fuel flow. So there's a fuel flow. And the engine will start spooling up. Oops. Great. And also this gives us a whole bunch of info. And this will switch to available. It might have already, and I missed it because I was looking outside. So that all looks stable. Let's go ahead and start engine 1. Click. That's the EU powertrain unit. So it automatically switches the gen. If you remember in the Boeing, I come up here and mess with that myself.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Oh, this is the circle. Is that our parking brake?
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Right. So, we know our taxi briefing. Let's just go Bravo Charlie and line up on runway 33, and then our departure. We're 33, so climb on heading 334 to 560 feet, then left turn direct to Haley, then on depicted route to Loggerhead. Expect clearance within 10 minutes. So we'll stay low so we can kind of take a quick peek over Charleston and look at a map, and hopefully I don't crash. But yeah, so Haley, so we're gonna get to make my favorite nice bank. Let's disconnect and MSA 3000. So yeah, we're all good. We know what we're doing. So I'm just waiting for the tow to get out of here.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Bye. Thank you. All right, cool. So, now we go our brakes to max. We set the speed brake, or arm the speed brake. We set flaps 1 plus F. And that's kind of cool stuff too. You can see like your flaps are displayed here. So there's 1 plus F. System. We can check. We can set the pitch trim, which is up 0.4. So I have a button found. Do this. So no, I don't. All right, so 0.4. Okay, up 0.4. There we go. Pitch trim. I can go ahead and do my flight controls. So full up, pull down, pull left, pull right, neutral, and pull left, pull right. Go up top here. Let's ding the cabin. I want to turn the packs back on because we want air conditioning. And now APU bleed air can come off and the APU can come off, and I can turn our taxi light on. And I feel like I might be, let's do takeoff config. Yep. And Oh, predictive wind shear system is auto. And where the hell is like over there? This is the other stuff I'll have to sort of remember for quick stuff. So TA is going to be all the way over. I think for now we would put our at least the transponder on here. All right, this feels like I did it. Let's do a checklist. Okay. So, all that's good. Engine mode selector norm. Okay. So the APU bleed is off. APU master is off. Flight director is on. Before taxi, Barrow 3022 is set. Transponder is set. Autopilot is all good. Spoilers are armed. Flaps 1+F. Anti-ice, we should be okay. Nose light, taxi, runway turn off lights on. Okay. And, alright, park and brake off. And then before we take off is just some lights as usual, because that's what this game is all about. Or being a pilot is messing with lights. So, well, hell, look at that. We're ready. Let's get the hell out of here. Finally. In a Airbus. Alright. Parking brake is off. And like I said, I've got sort of, if you look at the throttles here, I've got my honeycomb Bravo stuff set up. This side will be the cooler view. Alright, fun stuff. I think, is this screw? Yeah. So, visual reference, that screw, that one, is our center line in here. So in real life, there's, I'd like to actually like sit in it one day just to see. There's this weird thing here. You kind of like test your peripheral vision, and that's where it will, that's how you can kind of set up your view IRL, I guess. I don't know if pilots use that in real life. Okay, so we are taxiing now, Charlie. We will get ready to take off. Other airports on. You know what? I forgot about our buddy over here. Here, let's go. This is the stuff. Where's flight plan? This one. Off center already, but we'll get back on. And the weather's clearing up a little bit. We will check the winds. They've been variable, yeah. All good. Sorry. So I'm gonna go ahead and line up and wait. Go with
approaching 3-3.
Right. So getting a little weird here. Let's not do too many things at once in an aircraft. We have no idea what we're doing. Alright, so
on runway 3-3.
Alright, and I got the RAS lady. Alright, let's come to a stop here. Okay. So, before takeoff, so I turned some lights on. I think that's all on. Strobe can stay on auto, I believe. So let's do that last checklist. Go T-A-R-A. So over here, I think all the way over. Yep. Alright, so before takeoff, nose lights, or takeoff, landing lights are on, and we will cool up to 40% and do the rest. And there's a couple call outs that will be, I don't think this has the co-pilot one, which I actually do like because I can watch the end of the runway, but in any case,
On runway 33, on runway 33.
we are on runway 33 and I am ready to go. Let's get the hell out of here. So cooling up engines about 40%. Okay, and man, flex, SRS, runway, auto, thrust blue. So man flex is talking about the, well, let's, it's the man making missiles. Alright, V1, rotate. Alright, we got a positive rate of climb. Let's go to gear up. And let's start this turn. And as usual, we're following the flight director. Excuse me. Alright, man. Nav. Okay. Lever climb. Climb. Thrust climb. Climb. Switch down a little bit here. Kind of off the flight path a little bit. Very gentle takeoff here. Get back on our flight path. Nose down and start accelerating. There we go. Alright, we are approaching our top altitude and also the flaps are getting close to coming up. I'm still hand flying. Not for long. We'll go ahead and put the autopilot on. Okay, Alt Star. And flaps on, or flaps up, excuse me. And now we are accelerating. Our commanded. Nice. Alright, we're in an Airbus. Alright, disarm the spoilers. And let's do a quick after takeoff checklist. I don't think I need to do anything up here exactly. So after takeoff, gear are up, flaps are green. Spoilers disarmed, levers climb, thrust climb, autopilot is on, nose light off, runway turn off, light off. Cool. Oh, Charleston. I said I am a fan of Charleston. We'll start climbing at some point. Let's enjoy some views. Whoops. All right, cool. So, here we are, heading out. Once we get to Loggerhead, I'll start climbing. Yeah, Charleston. If you've never been, it's a very fascinating historical American city. But here's downtown Charleston. And it's there's a beautiful French Quarter, though it's kind of weird now because just like everywhere else, it's like all the old historical buildings are, you know, a Banana Republic and a Gap and this sort of thing. But coming down to the water and walking around Charleston, really nice. Especially if you're kind of staying downtown. I believe this is the... Yeah, so this park, I wonder if these almost look like they're showing all the statue locations. Yeah, because Calhoun, there's a hotel here. And you can just walk down King Street. And yeah, you walk down King Street and just make your way. These are really cool neighborhoods down in here. The houses are absolutely beautiful in this part of Charleston. Oh, look at this. You get actual like plot maps. This is zoomed in. Cool. Food court. But yeah, this is a neat. Yeah, these are all. I'm almost positive these are the statue locations. So lots of Confederate bullshit happened here. Namely, well, the first shots were fired. Where are you, Fort Sumter? There you are. Yep. So you can take a... I totally recommend it just because you get a good view too. But you can take a ferry out to Fort Sumter, and there's a cool fortress there. And you can learn about the filthy Confederate traitors and what they did. And there's also forts all over. One thing cool when you go to Fort Sumter is you can look out and it's got these cool kind of views to all the different kind of historical sites where you can imagine cannonballs getting shot at you. But yeah, so Charleston. I like Charleston. I had a really good time there. And yeah, like I said, you check out some Civil War history. Some traitorous Civil War history. Okay, let's think about an aircraft here. Let's keep going. Let's go up to our climb. 380. And in this bad boy, you push to do all the managed. So climb, thrust climb, alt blue. And it should start climbing. And there it goes. Nice. The one thing on the winds page, so we did our climb winds, which we're still doing. You can get your cruise winds, so see if that works. Wind request. I wonder if you have to be in. Go next phase. That work yet? So not yet. You have to actually get into the next phase, I guess. All right, cool. Top of climb 19. Oh, do I? Yeah, I think I have to turn the chrono on. We're way late for that, but so be it. And then down here, I think recall, but then no messages. Let's just monitor our engines and look at all the stuff. Hydraulics looking good. So this is kind of the cool thing about the Airbus. It's got really nice kind of helpful features like that. Alright, so we are climbing. I have to think about things. So, not think about things. I just don't know where lots of stuff is anymore. Okay, so here's our outside temperatures. I don't know what that is. There's our fuel flow. Alright, nice. So I like the A319. It's a nifty looking little plane. Oh, sick. Is that an aircraft carrier? Oh, I can't get there. But I think it is. That's pretty neat. Is that a helicopter? There, guys, there's my brother-in-law. Not anymore. At some point. I guess there would be aircraft carrier activity. But we come to this stream to relax and fly, not to think about the horror that is the world we live in. So cool. We're climbing. We're still above 7 degrees pitch. So we'll wait for drink service. But yeah, so this is an Airbus. And yeah, I guess you don't do much up here. Off. I guess I can go ahead and retract the landing lights. I don't know if they were ever on. I just realized. I have to figure out all my click spots too. Alright, so we are approaching 18,000. And that is when I will set standard. It should bark at us as they do. See, yep, start blinking. So pull, we are now standard. Standard is set. 1. Do I have this all correct? Yep, standard and standard. Alright, cool. I do in fact have the Toliss set up correctly. Awesome. So yeah. So on the map, let's see if I know what's going on. So it's automatic. This is again kind of the cool thing. It knows where it's going, which is nice. This represents the top of the climb. This little arrow here, and the top of descent is going to be this other squiggly somewhere later over there, and yeah. So the Airbus doesn't have like the turn prediction, as I recall, but that's all right. We don't need it yet. Okay. So does this have any other sort of checklists that we care about? Let's look. Climb, our barrow, set standard, landing lights are off, anti-ice, we don't need, seatbelt sign. Again, the one thing, just if you're watching, I don't kind of care as much about this kind of stuff, like here, hey, smoke them if you got them. Who am I to say? You know, seatbelts, passenger, etc. I don't get crazy about that kind of stuff because they're fake people back there, and I have no interest in doing this for real. So, looks like that was our only kind of climb checklist, and yeah, so now we're just chilling. I'm probably a little loud. One reason I wanted to fly out here, even though the weather is about to get shitty, is I currently have over a foot of snow sitting on the ground outside. So I wanted to fly the warmer East Coast. Even though it's actually, I mean, it's chilly, as I recall, in Miami, my hometown. Going on in Miami. So we got wind coming kind of out of the north, west. We can see we've got some clouds. It's a little overcast. Yes, 17 degrees. So that's freezing Miami temperatures. What views do I got here? Oh, the other thing I like about the Airbus, well, the setup at least, is, like I said, I don't have the yoke in front of me, so I can have the controller here. We can have some nice views. I would love to get forward and backward. I can only do it in these like steps like this. I don't like it. I want this smooth. But as I recall in the Toliss, yeah, so it doesn't prevent you from going inside or outside. But I do like having the controller more handy to look around at an Airbus. So let's do a little view survey of things. We've got our pedestal, rudder trim is there, flaps, our radios, like I said, the cool eCam switching. You can get, so there's some really cool gear out there. I have just like from this guy, Donnie, on Etsy. He does, I think, the kind of nicest 3D printed stuff that I've seen so far. The Toliss, by the way, doesn't have like the greatest textures, but you know what? It's like I said before, I'm not a graphics guy as much, so it doesn't bother me. But yeah, so the Toliss here, but I have these like, you know, true to life 3D printed handles, and what else? The speed brake and flaps lever also I've got set up, and well, you see it. I've got the FCU and the EFIS panel also set up, as you see here. And then here is our flight computers, and on the overhead, what do we got going on up here? So we've got a bunch of circuit breakers. Ooh, making you sick. Making me sick. There is no you. So I guess some oxygen stuff up here. Toilet button. Okay, that's nice. I didn't do any of our fire tests because I don't think we're gonna have a fire, hopefully. I don't have failures turned on. I am in no shape to be doing that kind of stuff. But slowly but surely I'll get some of this stuff in my head. How to do crossfeed, what happens if a few minor service-based failures happen, and then eventually I think I said that's my New Year's resolution this year, is to maybe try and do learn a couple failures. Yeah, there is an Airbus. Enjoy the friendly skies. I do have the FPS meter up, just because I'm curious to see what kind of performance I'm getting. I've had sort of just straight 60. I have my monitor as 120 hertz. I'm only playing on 2K, and yeah, it seems like pretty much 50. Or I have a 120 hertz monitor. I have everything locked at 60. And that seems to do the trick for me in X-Plane. My only gripe, I think, with X-Plane is I get kind of graininess, but that's alright. Like I said, certain deal breakers just don't deal break for me. I'm just kind of more... Plus, my eyes are terrible, so that helps. Alright, we're climbing, we're climbing. I feel like we're going to have to descend very quickly. So... We will not be going back to Charleston. Goodbye, Charleston. We will, I'll probably fly there again. I like flying out of some cities that I've visited. But let's get ourselves acquainted with coming into Miami. It looks like we have a number of aboves. So I've also never tested the VNav in this thing, so I'm just going to let it do its thing and see what happens. So yeah, we fly over West Palm Beach. Get some cheap fares to fly into there, or you could at some point. So 280, what is my Mach number? 0.76. In my flight plan, I'm going to... 273 at Sistole. We'll see. It might slow us down and speed us up. I'll see. But we will be landing 26 left, right, 730. So above 13, and then we want to be below 16. Below 13, so this is the stuff I kind of want to look at on the EFB. I see here I can see that there's the restrictions are all in here over on the right. That's good. 13. Alt constraint 13 minus. So okay. This is kind of the other stuff that I'll have to think about, that I don't really know, for instance, how I want to be. So that's speed limit. Okay. $50. I wonder why that is. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge. I thought it gave you... I thought it said something different, not just a magenta asterisk. But, here we go, Ziggy 11. No, it doesn't. Yeah, interesting. Above 11. It doesn't really have that, unless all it cares about is this, because it's an at. We'll have to see. Day 9,000. And then it's changing. So, but see, there is the alt constraint is there. Maybe some, well, like I said, I don't know this aircraft that well. But we want to get down to Rhodes. This is going to be our last one at 6,000. And we'll be out over the bay. And there is Miami. Well, not really over the bay. That's more here. And then our actual approach. And cool. It's just this ILS. We're gonna want to get down to 1,600 feet by Agler. Yep, that's all in. Course 272. Right, Harley. Okay, that's looking good. And, you know, I mean, I suppose we could do some things right now. So, for landing purposes, in the flight computer, you go to the init. Is it the init page? No, the perf. And go next phase, and it's our approach here. Our top of descent is probably coming pretty darn soon. I feel like this is a pretty short flight. But what you do here is in the Boeing, we would kind of plug in a bunch of stuff and set up the panel here, but we'll be messing about down in here. So the QNH is currently 30.18. The temperature is 17. The winds are 330 at 6. Because it could be a little premature to be doing some of this, but yep, transition level is there. Our minimum decision height is 209 for the ILS, 26 left. We see here in our final. And we will be doing config full. So is it MDA or EA? I think I can clear. Go 9 is our decision. It's MDA. I wonder if one of them is the radio altimeter, one is the actual barrow. So this is the kind of stuff that while I'm actually flying here, I don't like to Google on the side and stuff. I rather kind of write the stuff down and then I think about it as I when I watch this back to see kind of what I've missed. But 26 left, here she is, and we will go park. I don't know. We could check where American parks. I'll do that. How about that? But I could also say Airbus, MDA versus DH, and we will learn the MDA is the barrow and the decision height is the radio. All right, so we had it right the first time. So let's go ahead and clear out and height. It's laggy. All right, so now we've got our hard. So it gives us our flap retraction speed, our slat retraction speed, our clean speed, and our landing speed. So we'll be pretty slow. And then it gives us our go around stuff. So cool. And I think once you go flaps 1, it starts to actually what's it called? It will activate the approach phase for you, or you can activate it yourself when you need to start slowing down. So otherwise, a lot of stuff is similar. Instead of like alt intervention and that sort of thing, you push or pull the knobs, and yeah. Easy peasy. So yeah, like I said, this is just sort of getting reacquainted with things. Not a I mean, there's plenty I need to refresh on. I was going to say there's not much to know. There's plenty to know. There's you know, endless to know. But I'm just sort of getting some of the basics down, and what we're really doing is practicing landing, because that's where, as usual, fly yes, land no. So 1932 is when we will get to our, what the hell's the clock? All right, so in about a half hour, we will be there. All right, awesome. And just so, oh, I guess let's check out what the Toliss landing calculator looks like. It must be the same situation. Loading perfo. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. It gives me the destination METAR. I like that. Landing calculator. Startup simulations. AC config. Landing perfo. Is it just telling us? Oh, white, blue, red. So there is our METAR. Unless I'm blind, I don't see a landing calculator. Which I guess is the... Well, I suppose I'll have to kind of talk to some of the smart people about this. The above settings give blah, blah, blah. Alright, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything super obvious. But I mean, I suppose in the flight computer here, when you go to your approach phase, it does know lots of things. There's our rad nav. I'll see if I need to tell it the actual ILS. Like I said, we'll just sort of get closer. When can we... Interesting. Yeah, I guess some other stuff I could do is... I actually grab stuff in the scratch pad now. KMIA 2 stuff. So I am going to do my usual thing though, in the flight plan, and to do that, you on the first fix press first fix, second one, primus. Yeah, that's where you can put some fix info in. We don't need this anymore. We also don't need our secondary flight plan. So I will clear that, and let's do Miami 26 left. Reference fix. Nice. So I'll do kind of my usual. Let's just, since I know we're going to be fairly close, let's do a 10 radial and a 5. And not radial. That's not what I want. Let's check. Runway 26 is 272. We can give ourselves a center line. Clear that. And the radius. Can I only do a 10? Okay, insert, return. So if I go to plan mode here and look at my map and press up instead of down, step through, got a ring. So I guess maybe 5 would be plan. Do any of these take you to the fix? No. So that's kind of weird. It's always not that first one. Turn. Return. Primus. Fix info. Okay. So let's do actually. I mean, can I copy this? Yeah. That's interesting. So you have to kind of draw multiples. I'll have to get used to that. But I think actually, for my purposes, 5 would be a better ring to have. Man, it's windy up here. Return. Return. Secondary flight plan. Delete secondary. Copy active. Flight plan. Alright, cool. Man, look at this deflection. Crazy. All right. But yeah, so landing performance data. Oh, so what I was yapping about to myself before to check out is, oh, I also wanted to see MCDU menu, ETSU, AOC menu. This is kind of some stuff I wanted to play with. So destination ATIS. Oh, because I'm not on, not logged in. So hold on a second. I do want to see what this thing can do. Oop, return. Weather ATIS. Destination. ATO. Happens when I do this. Print. So one thing I want to check out is some of these add-ons have, like, you can use the little printer here. I don't know how to do that. Let's see. ATIS forecast. Yeah, so I don't know how to use this stuff, but I'd like to. Okay. 1, 2. Received message. Move to. Probably. Menu. ATC menu. Flat rec. Connect. Reports. Rec. Other rec. Alright, so I'll go through some of this stuff at some point, but I'm pretty sure what I need to do is at some point set up my VATSIM login for this. Cool. So, where are we? Maps. Jacksonville or something? Oh no, we're already okay. We're already almost there. So yeah, St. Augustine, also a very cool city. Very different from the rest of most American cities, I guess. That makes it kind of cool. It's old. It's vaguely European. Daytona Beach is fine. Or fun. But there's good fishing around there. Better fishing here. Give you the secret spots. Not that secret. But go out to Cape Canaveral right here. Right here. You might get yelled at when you're too close to Cape Canaveral. But you can go wading out here and there's flounder and some good stuff. And Sebastian Inlet. You can actually surf at Sebastian Inlet. But also good fishing. Man, one time some of my friends and I got in trouble at Sebastian Inlet. The anchor had got tied around the engine and we almost got sucked out to sea. have a buddy who lives out here on the water. It's really nice. But it's kind of like, you know, you gotta live on the water, I feel like, to really lean into Florida living. And then here's my old homestead. But I figured it would be nice and warm. It's not that warm out as I wanted it to be. But so far, enjoying the Toliss. Landing light. I not have my lights on. Ah. Okay, there's two. So on Toliss, the click spots are kind of like right in the middle, which is good. It's not the actual switch, which I like, to tell you the truth. Because so much of these flight sims is trying to get that click spot just right. And it's often very difficult. That's why I hate the radio panel. This looks like a nightmare. Oy. Oy. I touched the trim. It doesn't do that. Back. Or no, flight controls. I don't think I did anything. Okay. I keep stalling on something. Next phase approach. Yeah, I was just sort of not sure if it gave me runway length information, if that is something I care about or it has to care about. 109.10. Let's see if that's actually our ILS. Ivan, 109.1. Yep. Cool. So, do we have... no landing calculator. Does that mean I have to use sim brief, I suppose? Oh, we shall see. Alright, flight plan, top of descent is coming up. In the other stuff, where do I go for my quick? Okay, count of 1 nautical mile. 135, okay, cool. So, if we have 98 nautical miles, zoom out to 100 and see if I see my little top of descent thingy. Yep. So, that will be my top of descent indicator, that little arrow. And the Airbus does not do it automatically, oddly enough. And here's some other stuff. I should get a sticky note for these, but 230, 215, 200. So all I gotta keep, the flaps 2 is the big one to keep in mind, 200, and then 85, 77 for flaps. All right. Yeah, that's all looking pretty normal. Like to learn to use this eventually. Is a little system for air traffic control. But for the purposes of this, the other thing too is my reverser button. I do not have the reversers sort of set up just right. I don't know the best way to do that yet on my setup. I will figure it out, but I don't know what it should be now. Alright. And Florida coastline. I mean, anytime you want white sand, that is what's nice about the Atlantic coast. Yeah, so I get this. I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, the more I zoom in, the more it, anti-aliasing kicks in. But I get some graininess. I don't know if it's my monitor. I mean, I could screen grab and then, or I should check next time I. What do I usually just throw this on my tablet. I'll see if I actually notice. Alright, what else can we do? Once we get to the approach, do other stuff on this side. Yeah, I mean, I don't... Oh, so the point of me saying that is when we do land, I'm just gonna go auto brake low. We're a little guy. We've got, well, you know what? No, let's go auto brake medium because it's us landing. It's me landing. And so that means I got a lot of runway, but you know, I could float this thing halfway down and then we'll try and get off at one of these. We'll aim for JJ. Juliet, probably Mike. November 7, come park here somewhere. Be the idea. But for a missed approach, right, 4,000, right. And it probably will pick up that VOR for us, and I already checked it's plugged in, so yeah. That is, I do like that about the Airbus, that some of the radio navigation is set up for you. We got here. Where are we now? Ah, Sanford. So that must be, are we still too north? That must be Sanford? You know, in X-Plane, once you zoom in too much, I'm doing the game a disservice. But that's not MCO, because that's farther out. Orlando, if you go to Orlando, one thing that's actually pretty fun to do is go fishing in Orlando. There's really good fishing. I used to live out here. I could show you many a secret spot. Very zoomed in, but you can rent, not like a Popka, but down, let's see, where do I want to go? What am I thinking? Yeah, down kind of Kissimmee area. You can, some of these you can rent a, I'd have to go look up, but you can rent like a little dinghy with a, what's it called? Oh my god. Holy crap, my brain. You know, a little trawling motor. And oh yeah, Butler. That's one of them. I'm pretty sure. I think this is the one. You can rent a little boat and go out and yeah, great bass fishing. It's all really good bass fishing here. Catch and release kind of stuff, unless you eat bass. Like a filthy... No. So, yeah. Sort of my old stomping grounds. And we're flying over Cape Canaveral in a little bit. That will be cool. Guess we can't see it. Yeah, so it's like here. But yeah, these highways, there's turn-offs and places you can go park, and if you want to go wading, or you can take your boat out. Not out here, you got to go way out to do anything constructive, I think. But I don't know. Offshore is not my forte. Inshore isn't my forte either. I have no fortes. I did have to drive the boat a lot though. Offshore. That's when I first became in love with programming flight computers, because I had the, not flight computer, but the Garmin. my father-in-law's Garmin. And he was like, I don't know how to use this. And it was cool. I got to, at that point, you're using like, what is those Loran Q coordinates and stuff that some of his buddies had given him, like their secret spots. So, but I haven't really gone out much on the Atlantic, except down in the Keys. But then I guess I'm in the Straits of Florida for that, and don't go out very far because it's just reef. But West Coast, I've been out a few places here: Tarpon Springs, Silver Springs. The long ass channel to get out to the water there. I remember that. So yeah, that's why I'm flying over Florida. I'm trying to remember what it was like to be warm and have some humidity. Because where I am, it is dry as hell, and which is good because the snow is not as bad as it could be. Alright, so as we're approaching top of descent, let's do our descent checklist, which means unable to back which means I can look at my phone, make sure no one cares about me. I did a half day of alienated labor today, and as a treat, this is what I'm doing, or after. Alright, so I just have some Discord messages. Ooh, that's the thing I wanted to check. Alright, cool. Man, flightsim people, so helpful. Any of my German bros watching, thank you so much. You guys are the best. German and other European. And what am I saying? The guy who helps me out the most is Portuguese, or at least lives in Portugal. I think it was Portuguese, who knows these aircraft so well. It's insane. It's not insane. It's impressive. I hate using that language. If you haven't noticed, I am a copy editor, and I care about the ways in which language is used. And so we should not use crazy and insane so flippantly. Don't get me wrong. I'm not crazy. No, I don't think it's just one of those little things, a little thing you can do when you're writing and editing that over time, language is a descriptive thing. So over time, you just sort of lessen these uses, and somewhere down the road, you can watch the engram. Over time, language changes, and that's the way to do it. So when I am editing, I make sort of these small little changes here and there, and maybe in the future. And I've made style guides for journals and academic presses and things like that. So, yeah, it's the future of language. Get to have a small part in, maybe. That's how we can make ourselves feel impressive. But no, actually, well, I mean, actually. That is something that is... I've had some of the more interesting conferences I've gone to are kind of these publishing, copy editing conferences. I've met with some people from the, there's like an ethics board, basically, for writers. And yeah, it's just kind of like there's all these like little things that you can think about getting out of your system when it comes, especially to formal writing. That my point is always, some people are much more militant about it. I mean, God, we had to have, depending which newspaper, there was that big fight over whether or not to capitalize black or, ethnic terms, things like that. And so you have like big debates like that. But, you just, author preference is a big thing, and go from there. And then there's other just sort of smaller changes you can make to kind of move the needle a little bit in the right direction. So, for instance, some interesting one is should you, there's lots of ableist language that we use when we talk about, this is like one that we always joke about. Do you turn a blind eye to something? We use blind and deaf, for instance, to mean bad for most of the time. But it's interesting, between the deaf community and the, is it handicapped, disabled community? It really depends on where you're writing. In the UK or in the US, person first language tends to be preferred. The person's living with disabilities, person with mental illness, something like that. In the UK, we need to start descending, and I'm off on these tangents. Oh, not that low. So I think it was like I can go down to like 13. And so when we hit our descent point here, coming up in 5 nautical miles, this is good enough for me. We go ahead and push the start descent, and now in our performance we should be in descent. Yes. And there's our speed. So I actually want to fly faster because there's I believe it's an at restriction. Anyway, what I was saying, so in the UK there's I had a long talk with an author who he is a researcher on disability and disability histories, and I would have had to done major changes, but he sort of for him, and kind of more common in the UK at the time, like I said, this is the kind of stuff you got to see things change. He was very against the use of person first language. He thought it's like one of those things. No, we're not. So we're going to be under 16, under 13, above 11. So 13, that's good. Flight level 130, I shouldn't. But he, he was very adamant about, I'm a disabled person, and that was kind of part of their community identity, and the deaf community can often be like that, where they consider it a kind of, and a kind of inherent community that they belong to, and want to be respected as such for that. So, that aside, I've got some crazy indications on here. This is the stuff that I will need to go look up eventually. I'm sure this is some sort of like VNav-ish thing, telling me the speed band. One thing I did want to try, I shouldn't do this because I could just totally botch this here, but what I was saying is it wants us at 250, but then at Rukik at 280. So our current managed speed here is 273 knots, Mach 0.74. If I go /280, no, not allowed. Okay, so one thing I need to write down to check, how do I change my descent? I mean, I actually don't know what the conversion would be. In here, what if I just go 280? Or it said not allowed, not formatting error. But this is something I don't know if in the flight plan I need to go into and change here. It's probably like if C-stall, but here's the weird thing. So another thing I have to look at. I see that I got altitude constraint and I've got this magenta, but it's 250 below that. I mean, I know that. I'm curious why vertical or C-stall. So the other thing I can do, init wind, let's see, climb wind, descent wind, let's go wind request, crew wind, alt, none. Alright. Alright, if you say so. I guess I did the climb winds, and that's all it cares about. So for testing purposes, etc., I am just going to let managed mode happen and go from there. And let's drink some coffee while we're descending. So, station. Ooh, 9 gusting 15. Alright. 7. So if I go back to my performance and go to my approach, I do want to update some of this stuff. So the temperature did drop, or temperature, the pressure, temperature still 17. I'm curious if it's going to tell me to confirm the wind again, but I put this in manually, so I think it's going to stay. I think I put that in manually. So rat nav, we got our Ivan is set. F75 course. That doesn't sound right, right? Oh no, 275, but it's still 26. Okay. Oh, I was looking at Charleston. Never mind. I'm thinking from before. But we got some VORs. Probably going to get some new ones to pop up once we get a little closer. But we are coming into clouds. But it is... I mean, we are cold. But is anti-ice auto in this thing? Like right now it's... Let's see. Can we like their eCam thing? Auto ice? Cond? Hot air, hot air. Oh, that's off. 4-wheel, flight controls, fuel. Looking good. Hydraulics. Elec. Pressure. Engine. So, what I'm thinking about right now is whether or not I need to actually turn on any engine anti-ice going through the clouds. I think temperature-wise, it should be okay. I'm not really going through anything. Oh, you can on this. I don't think that's any ice. So maybe that'll be, let's see, the Toliss probably, I mean, the Toliss has been around a long time in X-Plane, so I feel like it should know what it's doing. Or should at least have that. So I think can I pre-dial? No. So we'll just remember, okay, this is all looking good. Phase 7, flight plan. Alright, cool. Hello. Palm Beachish, Lauderdale. Palm Beach. All right, so full north. Let's see, we got Palm Beach, got Boca Raton, Eisner Park out on the water. So I said I was north of West Palm. See, can I get bearings? I know all kinds of people who live in this area. There's the turnpike. 95. They link up in Jupiter. There's West Palm. And can I recognize things? Map feels like cheating. Wellington. Yeah, because Boca's still, so we're Green Acres. Boca's way down there still. Oh, yeah. That's the best way to probably visual reference. Would be to see where I-75 starts. Takes you out west. Whoa, X-plane. What are you doing? What the hell is this? Sometimes the X-plane clouds look a little funky. Oh shit, standard. 3017. Didn't realize we were that low. Alright, let's concentrate. What the fuck? No more sightseeing. Heard of that. Parts. Not those. Airports. On the star. So above 13. Way above. Below 16. We will make that one. We want to be below 13 at Yakko. So let's see. Yakko is 9. Okay. It was like 9 nautical miles. I feel like, yeah, this is high. Speed brake. Speed brake. Let's see if that moves the needle. Let's keep going down to 6,000 is our final. So let's do some more speed brakes. So the speed brake indicator here, and does it give us how much speed? Right now we're half. So I think the deal with this aircraft is you can go full speed brake whenever you want. So we're gonna just bust. Ooh, ooh, no. All right, cool. Right on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the speed brake in, and I need to press. I think for 6,000. Speed brakes come in. Okay. Checklist. Let's just refresh our memory here. Okay. We start doing some lights and seat belts and that kind of stuff. And 10 miles flap swim. So gear down, flaps 2. Okay. And hopefully my buttons are all... Alright. Focus. Alright. So once we get to roads... Roads is up here. I'll go... Yeah, I'll go road straight to Egler. Pull the heading knob. Something I should see. This sedan was the 4,000. Okay. This. Next waypoint, fixing. This. Speed constraint, alt error, okay. Alt constraint. Okay, cool. So the V-nav worked there. And now we're just in. Idle? Okay, so I said we can do some stuff. Let's go lights. Go ahead and landing lights on. Go. You do a taxi or takeoff light here? Don't know. Alright everyone, strap your asses in. No more put your cigarettes out. I think that's all I care about up here. Got the brakes set. I will be arming the speed brake at some point. Yeah, I liked having a little pop-up checklist. I should see about getting something in Avitat. I'm sure I can bring up a PDF, any PDF I want in there. I will say, from flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator, just messing around on the King Gizzard streams, man, I miss FlowPro. Such a good little app. I mean, really, we can just keep staying in manage mode because it looks like it is just going straight to Sedan. Well, let's keep this bad boy trucking. So 1600 was it? Yeah, 1,600 feet. So we'll set our approach fix, outer fuel tank crossfeed. So if I were to come down here and check out my fuel, I will see some sort of imbalance here. I wonder if that was because we were fighting against the wind so much, like literal, like they do simulate. You know, we were flying like sideways. I think we can survive this. Alright, outside air temp. Okay, we're above. We don't have to worry about much here. We're descending. I got that 5 mile ring. Check our weather one more time. 320 at 9. Gusting 15. So we got to get under all this stuff. But I believe the Rick. Let's actually. I feel like we need to start slowing down. So I'm gonna go. Or are we in approach phase? We are. So managed should start bringing us down. Holy cow! Look at that weirdness. All right, so yeah, we are managed. It's taking us down. All constraint. And like I said, I'm pretty sure you just sort of stay in managed mode. I am going to pull up the ILS indicators. Okay, so we are at our clean speed. And I'm going to go ahead since we're about, let's say, where's my DME? 20 miles, so let's go. Probably a little early. But no extra awards for going too fast. So again, I'm just curious to see kind of how this VNav likes to do things. Alright, so I'm getting my indicators. I'm going to go ahead and arm approach. Autopilot 1-2, Cat 3 dual. Lock star. Interesting, I don't see the actual ILS down here. Alright, speed, glide slope. Ah, Miami. South Beach. Wish the sun was up. Cool. Oh wait, we're supposed to be paying attention. We're paying attention. Alright, wind is... Alright, so we're gonna get 330. What? Alright, well let's see. Alright, why do I feel like we're not slowing down? Cool. Let's flap 2 speed. 200 knots. So I am very fast here. I don't know why. Am I in approach?
2,500.
Yeah, I don't know. They're slowing down. I'm gonna dump the gear. We are coming in hot, people. Alright, 200 knots. Flaps 2. Go managed. Going full speed brake. Flaps 3. And flaps full. Or manage. We can set our missed approach 1,000. Alright, speed brake can come in. Arm the speed brake. Coming in hot. Cabin. Secured. Okay. Let's we see our runway, we're a little low.
Approaching 26 left.
Okay, auto thrust off. Buttons. And so we've got wind in our face. Autopilot. Looking good, looking good.
100 above.
Good. A little low. Low.
Minimum.
Come on, wind, push me a little more. Alright, I thought the wind was going to get me a little better.
50, 40, 30,
Alright,
20, retard, retard, 10, 5, retard, retard.
Okay. Wow, that pulled hard. Alright, that pulled hard to the right. So the problem is if I go reversers, I pitch that too. Alright, so we broke. We braked. We landed. That was good. Flight director, LS off, airport off. Get this out of here. And let's see. Let's see, the spoilers, they already came up. Flaps can come up. I'm just sort of rolling down the runway here while I'm doing some stuff so I can see. Alright, there are the flaps coming in. We can check quickly where we are. We're gonna go Juliet, Juliet, we said, which is yep, here. So I'm definitely gonna have to see why the hell I wasn't slowing down. Don't really know. I'm pretty sure I missed something. Alright, 48 frames. Though we do have some frame drop here. I don't personally notice anything. Sorry. I'm trying to whack out on purpose to see. Ooh, are my brakes hot? Alright, let's go ahead and stop here. And we'll clean up the aircraft a little more. Figure out what to do. There's a terminal. Alright, before we turn onto here, let's kill the thrust. Brake. Go. Parking brake on. So I believe auto flight, auto thrust off. Yeah, I know. And I want to check wheel. So it got hot. I think I'm supposed to turn this guy on. My brake fan. I'll probably start a chrono. Let's look at a checklist to see what we did wrong. Did right? No, that's not it. Oh, I know one thing I can do. So I didn't go into reverse because my binding is messed up. So I still need to mess with that somehow. Flaps are retracted, spoilers retracted, nose light to taxi and turn on. So as usual, lights, you know, the most important thing here. So runway, well, the runway turn off, I think, stay on. These landing lights can get retracted. Taxi, okay, that's taxi. Nav logo, beacon is on. Auto. Get the APU going. Okay. So flap spoiler landing lights. Okay. I think that's all the stuff. Let's go to oh, this is international. Penalty box. Cool. Well, I say we park in the penalty box, personally. So let's do a little U-turn here. Parking brake can come off. And let's park in the penalty box. I like the sound of that. Yeah, funny, you can see the hot brakes. Woo! Alright, I want to take a screen grab of that. Space. Nice. Alright, penalty box. I'm gonna have to look up what the hell that even means. Maybe they arrest, if something's wrong, they arrest people here. Alright, I'm gonna blast this guy, unfortunately, with predictive wind shear and stuff, because I can't see. Alright, buddy, you're getting blasted with all kinds of stuff. So just to show you one thing with my reversers. So I think if I just move them back into the slot, it goes full reverse, whole hog. So let's see. Which I guess is not terrible. Back to idle. So, oh, you want me? I don't know why I care about this guy's approval. Off parking brake is set. Cool. Oh yeah. Decast, come off. Predictive wind shear system off. And I think now we go, what is it? APU and avail to, yeah, click it. On available. So do I just kill the gens? Let's see. Start switch. Off. Off? Okay, yeah. Switched over to APU. APU. Yep, okay. Working. IPU TCAS standby APU lead brake fan. That looks correct. Do I actually have to tell Toliss about ground cover? Alright, plugins, Toliss. Resume from last time. ACS screen, ground services, external power, chocks. And let's do door 1 open, pack stairs on. Oop, on. See what this stuff looks like. Let's go cargo open, aft cargo open. Let's go on animated baggage loaders. See how this looks. And then we'll watch the replay and see what happened. All right, cool. You know, basic, but solid. All right, so we're in the penalty box. I really like that. Yeah, shutdown. Do we care about much else? Okay. Strobe light off. Runway off. Taxi off. I guess beacon stay on. I don't think I care. Nav light go off. And yeah. Fuel pumps. Fuel pumps off. I need to learn how to do the cross feed system. You know, it'll be like turn one of these off, turn cross feed on. I always forget which way it goes. But okay, let's see. Is there anything else I'm totally whiffing on here on the checklist? So flaps are retracted, spoilers are retracted, nose light are off, external power I didn't do yet because it wants all the stuff off. Seatbelt sign off, exit lights off, fuel off. All right, so that I think seems like all the main stuff. Let's watch the replay. And what time is it? 3. And I gotta go. All right. Pause. Light. Toggle replay mode. All right, let's at least just watch the before we get into the why wasn't I slowing down phase. Let's watch our landing and see what happened there. All right, play. Okay, so I debatably was fine, not fine, but you know my speed of I want to check my FPS here too. So yeah, see I got 60 here now, and that's no frame gen or anything. Frame gen makes X-Plane look pretty strange to me, for me. So I expected there to be a touch, or the wind to be a little more aggressive on me, even though we were fine. So I think I might have taken control by now. This is a cool looking aircraft. I couldn't tell if it felt like I bounced a little bit. We will find out in, 30 seconds. Fly over Hialeah or whatever. When I was a kid, you could come right here and park, and it was cool. All right, so American, right hand. So I think because I had no reversers, the brakes just like said "fuck you," and so next time I will deploy the reversers. And did the spoilers come up? Yeah. So the main issue here was I flared. I should have just kept coming down, not touched anything, but I pulled back even more. But hey, you know what? You know how we do on this channel. I will take that 10 out of 10 times because that means we can improve. So okay, I think I have a sense of... I wasn't really watching. Let's just watch one thing from inside. If it gives us kind of some pitch and power settings. Yeah, I got a little shitty here.
100.
But so right now I'm looking at the
50.
pitch.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Yeah, so that's we got that little warning. And yeah, then it pulled hard. But I also was giving no like aileron. So I did already have a pretty high
40. 50.
I'll have to see what kind of the ideal, what they say the ideal is.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5. Retard.
And I probably left a little too much throttle in, but not too shabby. The one thing I'm definitely have to go back and look is why it seemed like I wasn't decelerating. I wonder if I must have had something maybe miscalculated in the flight plan, or I wasn't paying attention well enough to it. But stop. Aircraft still. Yeah. There we go. And we can get the AP bleed off. Get off. Ding. And I think that's it. APU, I guess. We'll slowly. It's available. It's off. I don't think I actually have to turn it off per se. I'm just curious too to see. All right, so everything's getting kind of the brake fans. Although we've just been doing replay and stuff. I wonder if this kept my chrono. Yeah. 10 minutes or so gets me down into normal. so probably break fan off. All right, cool. So that was our inaugural flight, and we're in the penalty box. I do like that. I'm gonna have to look up what the deal is there a little more. Let's take a quick look around Miami, my hometown. Yeah, so when I was a kid, man, I remember you could get, I mean, you know, I'm old, so you could get right up to the airport, probably even, you know, have driven onto the airport. No one cared. Yeah, Miami International Airport. Good old Miami. I haven't been down to Miami proper in a million years. Ah, the grid. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. That was fun. Um, the sun is out. There's no snow on the ground. There's downtown Miami, I think. Or am I looking? I don't know what direction I'm looking. Um, not that you'd ever want to go to downtown. Although these days, who knows? Um, so, yeah. So the plan will be to keep flying this bad boy, and getting better in it. But otherwise, that'll be it for me today. And I hope you all have a good day. And I'm looking forward to watching this back to see what happened and why I did not decelerate at all. Even when I pulled the speed bug and cranked it down, looked like I wasn't going. And I did go into approach mode automatically. So I want to see when that happened too. But yeah, so we've got some things to do to get ourselves in better shape. But as usual, please enjoy some of the musical stylings of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and I hope to be in the Airbus again soon. Bye.
Sometimes I think I wasn't cut out for this world. Sometimes I just feel like just a scumbag to everyone. Probably would have been better off, you know, do my own thing.
You're a scumbag, man.
I do like eating the scraps.
You like chicken.
I do
Loves
like
chicken. Bye bye.
It's about them chickens in the sky.
summer banquet, puddles of my wine, a revel in the present, each moment a lifetime. Well, honey,